Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Cities Skylines 2. I've played around with the graphic settings a little bit, so we don't have that dynamic change, but it all looks a little poorer now unless you get pretty close. So I don't know. It's definitely helped the FPS a little bit, but yeah, tell me if you've got any tips for how you should be setting up your graphics performance, because I've struggling a little bit, but the simulation looks pretty good at the moment, actually. Yeah, simulation speed is pretty good. So, okay, now, one of the things that we were talking about in the last episode is kind of giving people access to things like education and so on. And so what I thought we can do now, and we've kind of, done a few things over here to just make this little neighborhood look a little bit nicer. So one of the things we certainly need to do is get buses running. That's on the agenda this episode. But I also thought it's probably a good idea for us to start rolling out a few districts. So I'm going to do a district, and the new district tool is absolutely lovely. So we can quite comfortably district up alongside the edges of a road here. So I wanted to kind of run the district through all the way through here, and then I'm gonna run it reverse edge here. Just because if we do something on this road, I want it to be in the same district, right? I'll do that just in case we need that water pump to be within a district. So there we go, and that is our very first district, and we've unlocked a milestone. Got some money. We're now a tiny town. We've got more development points and some expansion permits. Let's have a quick look at that. So now we've got mixed-use housing, which I love the idea of. We've got some vegetable farming, coal mining, communications, which I think is going to be a good one for us to add. Postal services, mailboxes, radio masts, things like that. We've got pre-release programs. So these are policies. Roadside parking fee, recycling, speed bumps, and energy consumption awareness. So that seems to be it. Now, obviously, we've got development points, so we can go from there. And see whether we spend it on something else. We'll certainly have a bit of a look at that. Not too fussed about the achievements at this stage. So there we go. Now, this is just going back to our very first district. We've got High Gardens over here. I actually like that name. We've got High Gardens over here. Now we can see district level statistics. So we've got 382 employees out of 400 in here. So it means that there are some vacant positions. Yes, there you can see it. Do like the amount of detail that they have in there. There's a lot of households. There's a fair bit of residents. We even have a few dogs out here because we have a dog park, I'm assuming. Yeah, somewhere we have a dog park, so that's why we have it. We have no services assigned to this district per se, and we've got some other policies that we can kind of implement. And I'm kind of thinking speed bumps straight away. Reduces the speed of vehicles driving within the district. This lowers the chance of accidents and brings noise pollution down significantly. So I want to do that, right? But what I want to do then is just have a look at our district and just make sure that it's not actually encompassing. No. It's a district tool, please. There we go. So what I would like to do, what's snap to the middle of the road? I don't want that. We'll do that. I just want to make sure we're not actively impeding movement on that road there. No, don't do that. I don't want to add new. Don't do that. I just want to move. Yeah, there we go. I just want to move it outside. I don't want to impede the flow of traffic on our arterial, right? That seems to be a no-no. Well, seem to be a no-no. It is a no-no for us. Kind of defeats the purpose of having the arterial. And actually now I'm kind of tempted to just move it in like that. There we go. I don't want it on that road either. There we go. So we'll push it back there. And at the same time, we'll push it back over here just a tad. There we go. So it's fairly flexible tool to use. Just want to make sure we don't have the district actually on Orchard Street or on Alyssa Street, because I don't want that speed bump policy to apply there. The idea with the speed bump policy, of course, is we want to make it pretty slow and inefficient. So I don't necessarily want people to be turning left here to be turning left there again, right? They should be doing this, even though it is a slightly further path. And there's probably some stuff we could do to make this a little bit more effective and easier to do, but at the moment we don't seem to have any real traffic to deal with as a concern. So I think we're pretty good. We have some more medium density, so I'll quickly do another bit of row housing over here. We're going to continue on the European theme for at least this block. It's going to be a slightly more interesting block. We'll go out of that and we'll just clear out some more of these things. Okay, so now that they've all filled in, we can go about adding the extras in there, and there we go. We've got a whole extra row of row houses popping in. We also now seem to have a lot more demand for low density. So what we'll do is, why are we snapping to that area there? Okay, so what I'd like to do is just expand our grid a little bit more. Wow, this is quality. Level of detail is weird at the moment if we have this going on. Now, of course, we want to try and respect this a little bit, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to just smooth things out a tad. Wow, no, the level of detail when you have your contours is a bit of a is a little bit of an issue actually. And I want to just make this nice and smooth in here, you know, because if we I don't mind. Yeah, there we go. If we look at this looks pretty flat to me. Looks pretty flat to me. So what we'll do is we'll actually use our grid tool here, I think. So we'll use and maybe yeah. Let's just do that as a starting point, really. So if I do this, is this about? You need to be really. You're not going to give me a proper tie-in. Well, let's do it from this side then. It still doesn't want to do it. That's super interesting. Okay, well, if that's the case, let's just try and do our 90 degrees here. So what are we having? We're having a 10 by 10. 10. I mean, we have 10. We've got a 10 on the one side, right? I just want to see that we've got that depth, right? Yeah, we've got that. So we've got 6 there at the moment. It's going to be something like that, right? That is pretty perfect. We'll run that one through there. And what I'm basically going to do is I'm just going to start... you know what? I'm just going to start removing this, right? Because this... Let's remove that one. We'll see about... Maybe we'll cul-de-sac it, I think. Yeah, that could actually work. Well, let's just continue... that's actually pretty good. Yeah, that's actually working reasonably well. Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of continue that a little bit. Just get it closer so I can actually see. Yeah, that's good. There we go. That's a pretty good one. And now is the question, are we tying it in? I think we might be getting to a point where we're tying it in. What I can also do is I can kind of run one up alongside all the way there and just make it slightly more interesting. It's interesting that we've got that little area focusing there, and we can do a similar job on this side. So we'll have to extend that a little. You know what? I'm just going to remove that one. And we'll run it like so. There we go. There we go. So that's actually pretty good. We could make a slightly larger block here if we wanted to. We can obviously continue the expansion of this. Yeah, I think actually it's a pretty reasonable one. And now we can see how we do something slightly more interesting here. This is starting to become a little bit more problematic. So what we'll do is now I'm going to try and start it like that. There we go. So we've got access there. We don't need further closer access on this side. Question. Yeah, it's probably best we action it from this side. So let me get a little section. No, let's do that. Little straight section. And then we'll do this. I'm not going to tie it into that road there. Rather than, run it up this way. Fairly straightforward. Excellent. And what we'll do is we will give ourselves a little bit of activity there. There we go. Nice. So now we can actually make use maybe of roundabouts or something that's a slightly more interesting shape. We've kind of remained pretty grid consistent. So what I'm actually going to do here, I'm going to remove some of that. So we actually seem to have a bit of an issue there with our zoning. I want to try and see if we can fix. No, it's actually made it even worse. Okay, so now let's try this again, maybe from the other side. There we go. Okay, so let's try that one. If we remove this road and put it back, will it get... It keeps doing it, huh? So I find it interesting. So it kind of means that we might have a little bit of a slither wrong here. So if we do this one now, and we try and put it back, now it's going to keep adding a little bit of an issue there. Look, it's not the end of the world. We can quite easily deal with that. I'm going to continue our office demand along here because we certainly have a little bit of that. Give me a little bit of a pathway here. I'm going to do the bus now. Don't worry about it. Give me the path up there, just to kind of give me the good zoning pieces there. And what I'll do is now I'm going to do them slightly smaller, so we can see about getting slightly smaller little offices popping in here, low density offices up here. So I think that's kind of the idea, the expansion of the low density offices. Ooh, we've got a fire. Do we have a fire fighting team coming? Where would that be? That's over here. It should be on its way. Hopefully it's not too problematic. Okay, so there we go. So that works for us. Shall we fill it out with lots and lots of low density? We might run a slither of commercial down that street there, down Olive Street. I like the idea of doing that. Let's do a proper fill out. We're going to go with the North American style yet again. So we'll do proper fill out of low density in this area. That's going to be pretty good. We're going to come back and do a marquee style commercial stretch over here. That's pretty good. And we're going to go and fill up the rest on that road over there. So now they've got a slightly bigger footprint for low density on the other side. Do we have? Yeah, the firefighters did in fact arrive. So that's good. That is really good. Excellent. So hopefully we'll start seeing a little bit more traffic pop in because of this. Yeah, I think Olive Street as a whole will be one side, at least one side, have some commercial value on it. Excellent. So let's get this low density to start popping up a little bit more. People can get to wherever they want to go. Seem to be fairly happy with some of these things. And our population is now up to 2,000 now. So we've got our first district here. But okay, now the next piece that I thought I want to do, I actually want to just underground this for the time being, so that I can kind of clean this up. But before we do that, let's go with buses. So we do have access to buses. We do need to build a bus depot, and then we can start building some other bits and pieces. So if I have a look at the bus depot, so we've got the taxi here already. We've got a little something moving on. I don't necessarily want to pop something directly onto Orchard Street here. We certainly seem to have a bit of action going on here. I could always upgrade that road to be divided and be a little bit more consistent. But I think what we're going to do is I am going to I'm going to try and achieve that
Has anyone seen my keys?
That over there, a little bit of a straight line, and then we're going to kind of turn it in a little bit, like so. Okay, and this is where I'm going to put the bus depot, but I will be flattening it out a little bit for the bus depot though. So if we do bus depot, it's not too sizable, so I'm thinking something like that on Applegate Street there. And we probably need to, this road probably needs to then head off into that general direction. That'll be quite an interesting move there. So let's flatten out a little bit in this area. So if I make this a bit smaller, we'll click a level there and we'll just flatten it out just a tad. Like so. We're going to make it a little bit more interesting like so. There we go. And we grab our bus depot. Oh, it's beautiful. There we go. Bus depot ready to go. Bus depot ready to go. I like it. Now, it can get some upgrades, including electric buses and an extra garage. We're not going to do any of those just yet. But so now we do have buses available. Now, the question that I kind of had in my mind is, do we do a little something over here, maybe as a little road? What is this? What is new? Oh, we've got some new stuff over here, obviously, that we can take care of. Now, I thought what I might do is I might actually run one little road straight through. Come on. Kind of keen to do it this way. Yeah, so I'm going to do that. And what we're going to do is we're effectively going to upgrade that to bus lanes, right? So can I please just replace it like so? And I don't want any parking on there, please. So let's go to our advanced road tools and remove our, no, that's parking. So advanced road tools over here. There we go. I'll just go with slightly wider. Should I make it look a little nicer? Let's just do that. Let's do Glade Street is now going to be bus only. Bus and taxi though. So bus and taxis can come up there where the rest cannot. So that's pretty good, I think. We can probably remove this set of signals here though. So I want to go back to our roads tool. So let's go over here and let's just pop out the signals there. So no signal. Crosswalk, maybe just the one. Let's just get the one crosswalk in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just remove the crosswalk on that side. Beautiful. I like that idea. And no, we'll leave the turning movements available to buses to get in from either way if they wanted it. So that gives us a little bit of a starting point. Now I'm going to just quickly go and divide the rest of this road as well. So we're going to go to the divided road, and we're just going to upgrade the rest of this road to be a divided road. There we go. And on this street, I'm actually going to say, let's go to the advanced road tools, and we're going to put our trees on the sides. Right, I like the idea of doing that. So I can just go all the way. You can drag it. You can hold it, drag it, and just take it all the way there and all the way back. So you don't have to click them one by one like I've been doing, right? You don't have to do that. There we go. So now we've got that area looking pretty good. I do have plenty of expansion permits. So what I might do is I might add that one to the mix so that we can continue the journey of this road. So let's quickly do that. Before we do that, though, let's just upgrade the rest of this. And again, I can just use the drag tool to make sure we've got that appropriately dragged. And give me this one. Yeah, there we go. That's why I've kind of, it's kind of why I'm running it. The way I am. Probably needs to cut in a little bit over here. So we'll do something like that. Okay. So now it's there. Now, if we want, I just want to tie Prospect Street back in here. So if we just go back to a normal kind of standard. No, not the plan. Go back. Give me the right tool for the job. I don't know why the tool keeps changing though. Is that a reasonable? I think that's a very reasonable little access way there. So let's put our trees up there, and I think that's going to be the starting point for a bit of a bus station. Now, what I kind of wondered about, we could actually do a little loop in here. So let's do. I do wonder, can we, if we were to. Actually, this one I want. So if you did something like that, for instance, right? You've got this little loop in here where you can effectively do a nice little bus stop, and just kind of try and actually continue the journey of some of these roadways here. So what I'll do, actually, let's try and do a bit of that now. I think we have this as non-snapping as possible. Yeah, unfortunately we can't. Yeah, so it's probably just gonna have to be straight through like that. Okay, just like so. We'll well, what we'll do is we'll try and extend that, right? And what is this? That looks quite terrible. But I was trying to extend what we're showing there, but that's obviously not working. So I'm just going to do that, get rid of it like so. That's going to be fine. We're going to go back and we're going to say, let's just remove the crosswalks over there and over there, because now the whole thing is kind of doing its thing. We've got the crosswalks wherever we want it. So that's pretty cool. I like that idea. I do want to upgrade this road a little bit to make it look a little bit nicer. So we would like to probably just put this on there and even on the other side. So in this general area, I'm going to make that loop look much nicer. There we go. So that's a little loop, the Evergreen Street loop. We can put some, well, let's just put a nice row of trees in here. I'm not too sure which trees these are, but I think the pines on the edges there, that looks like pines, will actually do pretty nicely over here. So let's just grab ourselves, no, not that. Over here, the pines. We don't have, North America, I mean, poplars, birch, alder, right? Pine. Is that pine? That doesn't look like pine to me. So it's probably spruce trees then. Okay, well, let's just do the spruce trees. We'll just do a nice little row of spruce trees, 5 on a side. And we kind of extend the experience of the college a little bit over here. Now we have room, and we can do some. We can even put some parking on this. We can put some bus stops on there. That's kind of the idea that I have here. Ultimately, we will do multiple bus routes, but I think we're going to start off with kind of one. Actually, let's quickly, before we do that, let's see about adding just a tiny little slither of kind of industrial use on here. So something like that, for instance. Here we go. So we'll do something like that. Get a little bit in there. We'll get rid of this path. We don't need it. What we'll do here, though, is we'll try and squeeze a path through to this side there. Right, very happy with that. Did that change? No, it shouldn't have changed it. So there we go. So now if we do put bus stops on here, we could probably do it to both directions. But if we do put a bus stop on here, probably stop there and then turn around. We'll see. Okay, so let's do buses, guys. Let's do buses. We've been messing around for far too long. Now, again, bus stops, you've got North American and obviously European as well. We'll start with North American. So you can do a proper bus shelter. And I think that's kind of what I'm going to do here. Okay, so we'll start off with a bus shelter over there so people can actually get to work here. And on this main road, we're probably gonna keep doing that. Are we going to? I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna run. Oh, we shouldn't be parking on this side. We should be putting it directly onto that side there. Or we should be putting it on the road here and just running some pathways through. I think that's actually what we're going to do. Going to do it there. Here and here. Excellent. That's what we're going to do. Going to put some bus stops there and there. Let's see about that. We're going to put them. Well, you kind of need to pair them with the intersection so people can actually walk down from there. And you don't want to have tons, but anyway, that's okay there. And this one we will. So if you're coming in here, you want to park on that side. Alternatively, we want to do. No, I think ultimately we'll park it in there, right? And then they can turn it, loop around and go back. That's kind of the idea of this one. And I'm thinking we probably need some bus stops here and here as well. There we go. So that's our first kind of set of bus stops, and that's going to be kind of our main express route here. It's not going to be the greatest one, I think, but we'll start there, and then we'll go. Here we go. Here we go. We've got a few of them. Going back in the other direction. Nice. Okay, there we go. And close out the loop there. There we go. So now that's our very first line. Now, if we wanted to have a look at bus line 1, this will be Orchard, the Orchard line.
Due to poor road conditions. Please exercise caution if you must drive. And try to
Orchard line.
Until conditions
The Orchard line is going to be a green color, like an orchard. Okay, there we go. That's the Orchard line. We're going to run the Orchard line, I think, day and night. Can we get a little bit more detail on it? Yes, line detail over here. Orchard line, day and night, color scheme. I would like to drop the vehicles a little bit. So let's do 6 vehicles, and we'll drop the ticket price to like maybe $2, right? Or whatever that is, credits. Excellent. There we go. So we've got our very first bus line going now. So I'm pretty sure we'll see a little bit of unbunching happening. We need to, of course, make sure. Wow, that's interesting. That people have access to be able to walk here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to just going to do a little something like that, right? That's going to try and maintain the integrity of our zoning grid, but still providing access. We have pretty reasonable access to this side. I can improve that by doing a little something like so people can get to high school even closer. Because we've got this, I'm definitely going to provide some pathway over here. So I'm kind of keen on doing that. Right, so people can actually walk to the bus stop over here. We've got a pedestrian crossing so you can get to the other side. The others do have crossings nearby. Not that there's any kind of stuff going on just yet. Got tons of demand, even for office. So I'm thinking we expand our office use a little bit along Prospect Street over here. The prospects of some offices around Prospect Street excites me. So we'll leave a little bit of a gap every now and again. So we'll do something like that. That's not quite going to work. So we'll do something like this, and something like that. We won't zone on there. I think we'll do a little something over here, and we'll do a little something over there. So now that we've got that going, we can definitely start seeing about maybe a little pathway through here. Give ourselves a little bit more activity through to the other side there. Should be okay. People get access to it. We can do that. Makes it look a little bit nicer. I'm pretty keen on doing I want to do them pretty straight but pretty meandering, so like that looks pretty cool. So just not long straight sections. What we'll do, of course, is we will tie that one in there, so we've got a little bit better access to a variety of different things. We can park it up a little bit as well. Now we've got more demand for commercial, so I'm kind of happy to continue zoning in a little bit over here. Maybe we'll go a little bit smaller on that section. That's pretty cool. And then what I can, of course, do is just fill in the back a bit there. I'll leave that one open, and so we'll do maybe something like that. There we go. Nice little low density stretch there. I will go ahead and zone the rest of this commercial stuff here. We'll step it up a little bit and make it a bit wider as it goes in there. Yeah, I like that idea. And then what we'll do is we will just continue our little pathways in here. I'm kind of keen to do something like this, like a meandering pathway to the back there. That's pretty cool. And what I'll do, I'll try and run this in a little bit more as well. Just a basic meander out here. There we go. So something like that I think is a good little starting point. We've got some road connections there that can work. Let's add a little bit more like low density stuff in here. We'll do that so that don't zone on that side. And there we go. So there we go. Lots of low density zoning happening. That's good. And our office zoning is happening, and we've got some high density demand as well. So let's see about just expanding our row housing a little bit. I'm going to do another one. No, I'm not going to do another one. That one's going to be a pretty unique little feature there. So let's just get another North American style row housing. Again, we will do one side at a time. We'll do a little bit of this. See about getting that all zoned in. That's pretty good. Here we go. So our row housing district over here is looking pretty good. And I'm actually contemplating doing, look, what is happening with our buses? They're like having a street race up Orchard Street here. Whoa, shall I stop, shan't I? There we go. I don't like 5 buses bunched all together, right? Why do we have them bunched up like that? Can I just have the Orchard line, please? Are you really gonna delete? Focus the camera. Why are we bunching it? It just feels weird. We've got almost no people on it though. So anyway, what I'm gonna try and do is let's try and do. I'm gonna do another little section here. We'll maintain the integrity of the zoning grid. We're not gonna. It's going to do something like that, right? So we've got some funky pathways in there, and now I'm just going to actually add the row housing on this side. There we go. Get your row housing on. Excellent. Yes, get that happening. Yeah, there goes the demand. Okay, completely the demand is going. We can have another access point here. So I'm pretty keen on just extending this one. Why is that suggesting it needs to be... If we do like that... and let's get the... Okay, so we've got another access street there, which is going to be another collector. So it's pretty well sized. And what we can do is we can extend this one through as well. Oh, can I do it at 180 there? Yes, excellent. Go a little bit around that hillside there, and we'll tie it in over here. Perfect. So just trying to meander around what we see as a bit of a hill here. Yeah, no, that's okay. That's pretty good. That's definitely not going to tie in over there. So that's kind of our... I think that's our primary road network over here. Now, we can definitely add more kind of commercial zoning in here. So what I'm kind of keen on doing is let's just start off with a little path. I'm going to run it something like that, right? Now we've got a pretty nice little zoning grid on here for some more some more low density stuff. I'm gonna leave that section open. I'm gonna up to there, and then we're gonna go and fill in the rest of that. That's good. We can definitely do more residential on this stretch. Let's give it a little bit of a gap there, and we'll do some residential there and some residential on that side. Let's do ourselves a little bit of residential over there. So that's kind of just giving us that meandering little pathway through there. And we can obviously add a little bit more commercial in. But I think trying to fill it in a little bit better like this is probably good. Let's see about this big boy here. Some more going on in there. That's some nice lots in there. So now I'm hoping to see a little bit more traffic being generated by all of this. I can definitely add some more on here actually. So let's add a little bit of a pathway like so. I don't want to get it too deep, but I think the 4 deep is probably about the right zoning height on this one. We'll do something like that. We'll fill in a nice little lot over there. We'll fill in a nice little lot over there. So yeah, there we go. That should work. Got our first bus route, but we're not actively dealing with this. Are we seeing some traffic? Oh, I like it. I was hoping to see a bit of traffic. Yes. Excellent. So the question is really, can we have a look where this is a van. Destination is somewhere, but we can't see its actual route, can we? Yeah, I can't see where it's come from. Because we're not seeing any use of this area just yet. And the idea is obviously that's the bigger piece of the puzzle. But I'm loving the fact that we're starting to see some traffic here. That's really good. We could definitely do some more stuff on Olive Street here. Should this be a little residential stretch or not? What is this? This is kind of commercial. And there's still a bit of demand for commercial, I might add, but fair bit actually. Oh, and we don't have that much commercial over here, to be honest. So let's do a little bit of small scale commercial.
On the rise, and when business is doing well, that floats our boat.
There's no sinking this boat, Glenda.
Yeah, we'll see about what we do with the rest of it. But anyway, I think
The commercial district
we do something like this.
more high-end stores.
That's going to kind of fill in quite nicely over here, and it's going to just look. We don't want a lot of open space because generally that's quite wasteful. But you do want some open space areas. So we can still do some other city facilities. Oh, what we are missing out completely on is the communication stuff. So people will be complaining about not having access to some of this stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and do we go and squeeze something in there instead? I'm kind of keen on having it. It does require a road though. I'll do it over here then. We'll do that. We'll pop in over here. We'll get another one going. Excellent. We'll make it all the way over here where we get another. That's pretty good. And then we're missing on this area over here. Okay, so can we actually, I think that spot is pretty good. We'll get one over there. That should cover it off nicely. And then we will do one here at college, basically. Probably just something like that should be fine. Now we've got it. So people should be quite happy with their internet speeds, I think. At least helping things out a little bit. What is still saying? They're still saying we've got some new stuff here. European style architecture on the bus stops and the routes probably. Have these buses decoupled a little bit? They have. We have a few passengers on the line, but still very limited, and I think it's just due to us not having a lot of access here. So I'm thinking about just adding our row housing a little, and that's probably going to be the end of today's episode, guys. So thank you so much for watching. I'm going to just do it up to there. We'll continue that row housing. That just makes this area look quite nice. And even if we, let's just finish this off just a little bit by adding a little bit of a meandering pathway through there. Oh, actually. Something like that. It's pretty good. There we go. That's pretty nice right there. We could add one or two little things in here, probably more city services than anything else that we'd like to do on there. But at least we're getting there. That's the underground. I just want to pop that one out so we get a nice proper section through there. We can then obviously still extend and get some more row housing going, but I think that's kind of the idea here. We'll see about cleaning up some more of these kind of things and slowly make our way towards even more and more progression milestones. But I am loving the sprawl at the moment, and I'm loving the we're starting to see a bit of traffic associated with it. Very little still. Now we've got one bus route kind of running on the Orchard line here. This one is just like kind of waiting and waiting. Just grab me one more little pathway through there. I'm going to do that just to make sure we've got nice little pathways to wherever we can. We obviously need to do something on the other side as well to really start generating some interest in this area. We can do a nice little meandering road network along here. Applegate Street can join in at a spot or two. There's a lot we still need to do, and I just want to really sprawl it out so that we can up that population and start generating a bit of traffic and get some interesting intersections and things going. Guys, so I will see you in the next episode. Please continue to leave your comments. Please continue to engage. Leave a like. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.